Michael Boyle, Mike Boyle, Strength and Conditioning for Golf Digest. We want to talk a little bit about rotator cuff training. The first thing I'm going to tell you about rotator cuff training, the number one way to not have rotator cuff problems is don't do things that irritate your rotator cuffs. I know that sounds simple, but when we think about stupid exercises like upright rows and behind the neck pull downs and behind the neck presses, if you're doing stuff like that, you're going to chew your shoulders up. Your shoulders are going to be no good. So the number one thing if you want to have healthy rotator cuffs is don't do dumb things that irritate your shoulders. From that standpoint, the second thing we want to do is develop some upper body, some mobility. We've talked a little bit about hip mobility. We start talking about shoulder mobility. What we're really looking at here is we want to develop some external rotation. We like an exercise that we call a floor slide. So if you can imagine, I'm going to lay here, feet flat, head flat. What I want to do is get the backs of my hands against the floor. Some of you may be like this. If you're here, you're already lacking in that external rotation. That's going to be a problem. But when you can get to here, all we want to think about, big exhale. I like to think that I'm blowing my hands up. That's the vision that I want to get. Come back down, inhale through my nose. Big exhale through my mouth. I don't want to shrug my shoulders up. I'm not up here. I'm trying to keep my shoulder blades pinched down and together, develop that external rotation. I want to think that I'm going to sand my arm against the floor. So it's active external rotation. It's turning my rotator cuff on. It's asking my internal rotators, my pecs, my lats, my subscapularis, to relax and lengthen out and let me get in this position. So this is a great exercise to start every day with. I don't care whether you're working out, whether you're golfing, whatever it is. Think about doing 10 floor slides, 10 big 5-second exhales. So if I'm here, I'm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be exhaling that whole time, which I can't do while I talk, but hopefully you'll get the idea. From there, I love to do just some simple rotator cuff strengthening. I think lots of people like this really simple, kind of probably this way. If we said external rotation, 0 degrees, I do not like this at all. We want to be in this kind of 90-45 position that you'll see when we get up here. So if you look, and the Kaiser machines are great for this because you can get really small increments. So I'm going to be here. This would be 90-90. This would be 90-45. And I'm going to work on external rotation. Again, thinking I'm not up here. That shoulder blade is down. And I always tell everybody, I want you to think that you're rotating along the long axis of your humerus. We are going to do both external and internal. Internal rotation, the act of bringing it inside, has fallen out of favor in shoulder training. My friend Daniel Crumbach, who's a Canadian physical therapist, had advocated for me to do more internal rotation, which I started doing. My shoulders have felt significantly better. You can internally rotate more weight than you can externally rotate. External rotation, you're going to have to deal with really, really light weights. You can use bands. I like the Kaiser, but a band is going to be no problem. But think more about, like I said, this 90-degree abduction, about a 45-degree angle here away from your body, and getting that external rotation. Same position when you're getting internal rotation. So if you can develop some range of motion, some external rotation, which is this action right here, and then you can get some strength in internal and external rotation, but in a little more functional position, like that 90-45 position, it'll go a long way towards helping your rotator cuffs. Again, Michael Boyle, Mike Boyle, Strength and Conditioning for Golf Digest. Thanks.